Hey guys, it's Last Rahikin, and I'm coming at you with a very short and quick video on how to stop the Dutch Revolt in Europa Universalis. This works for 1.35, the most recent patch, but this works, I think, pretty much for every single patch. I don't think this has a cap on, and really, I don't know if you even need DLC for it, so forgive me if you do, but I think this is a pretty straightforward mechanic. So let's get right into the meat and potatoes. If you have played Europa Universalis for a number of hours, maybe you have done a pretty expansive European conquest campaign. If you've done these things, then you've more than likely come across the Dutch Revolt Disaster. This occurs when you hold lands in the Dutch culture area before 1650. The thing that many new players don't understand about this mechanic is that it's pretty much intended to fire. If there is a bot like Burgundy or France playing, they typically are unable to stop this from happening. The game really wants the Netherlands to be generated. So if you let the disaster trigger, you almost have zero chance of stopping it. There's very few things you can do from that angle once the disaster is already moving, and you only have a few months to actually get things rectified. So I do not recommend letting the disaster trigger, because you will most likely fall into ruin. They will claim independence. You won't be able to get it all back. It's kind of a disaster. Don't do this. But you might now be asking yourself, well, Last Rahikin, if I am supposed to prevent this from triggering and I don't have the Dutch as my main culture group, how do I prevent this? What can I do? And I've noticed online, whether it be from Reddit or Steam or even the Paradox wikis, that there are some ways to tackle it that do work. You can switch your capital, you can adopt the culture groups in a quick amount of time if you're able to. Those are all valid ways, but there's one route that I always take that prevents it from happening that doesn't seem to get talked about very much. The way I normally tackle the Dutch Revolt and preventing it from triggering is quite simply making a vassal of the Dutch lands. And that's what we'll do here. I'm playing as Austria and have been doing a really great Rome run so far. That's what I'm hoping to accomplish here. But of course, I now see that the Dutch Revolt is impending. So whenever I see this, what I do is I just right click on one of the Dutch provinces, go down to either the Netherlands, Brabant, whatever vassal has that culture for the Dutch group or its subsidiaries, make them a vassal, and then just give them enough lands of the Dutch provinces until it stops. And that's it. That prevents the Dutch Revolt from triggering. Now, I know for many people this isn't, and for the hardcore players, this maybe isn't the best way to prevent it. There's, whether it is switching your capital or adopting them or switching out the cultures there, those are all fine and well ways that can make that work. But for new players where working on the culture side of it is maybe tough, this is the easiest and most straightforward one to do it with. The only issue or the major drawback of this is, well, now you have a vassal that you have to keep till 1650. And depending when this disaster triggers for you, that could be about 100 to 80 years, which is a bummer, right? But that is the easiest way that I do to handle these things, and for the Netherlands, for this group, they are very helpful. They will actually do exploration for you if you have the right DLC. They also generate a lot of income because they are connected to the English trade node, which is one of the most valuable nodes in the world, unless you're doing some major trading manipulation. But yeah, that's all I have. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked what you saw, please hit that like or subscribe button, and I'll talk to you all later.